Last activity that you had was the introduction of the different commands available in the debug. So if you want, say for example, to write data in the memory location as a data segment, what are the instructions you will use? What are the commands, debug commands that you can use? You can use the fill. So it fills locations, range of memory locations. What else? You can use also the enter, and lastly we have the move. So you can move a block of data starting from the source block memory location to the destination address. Okay, so if you want, say for example, to write a program in the memory, what debug command will you use? What is the debug command? You use the assemble. Okay, so assemble enables you to write instruction to the memory location. So to check, to verify, or to view the code segment, the part of the memory location that contains the instruction, what is the debug command? We have the unassemble. So if you want to see or change the content of the register, what command? We use the R. So throughout the debug activity, which particular register you will always be changing the value? The, the, the instruction pointer, because you need to set up the start address of the program. Okay, so whether you use the trace or the go command to be able to execute the program, you have to set up the instruction pointer. So that's the prerequisite before you can run, or before you can trace or run the file, or the commands or the programs written in the um, memory. So now I need that have to get an example. Do you have any questions regarding the video? So if you want to review there, you can always review. I made that available in the lecture materials. Okay, so you can just go back in there, because I need not have to discuss this all over again. So while doing the other activities or the other topics, we can use those different commands eventually. So the topic for today will be, so we have here the general purpose registers, so index registers. So remember, your processor is made up of what? A general purpose register. So that's what you will see whenever you do the R. So those are the temporary storage that your microprocessor needs in order to execute a particular instruction. So what are those different registers? So accumulator, the base, the count register, and the data register. So based on the microprocessor, it can be 16-bit, it can be 32-bit, or 64-bit. So if you have, so basically it has the same name. If you have a 32-bit, what do you call that? We call that EAX. EAX, so that means you have 32, so these are the 32 bits register. So EAX, so EAX, EBX, ECX, EBX. So you just have to extend that, or with E. So that means that's a 32-bit. How about if your microprocessor is a 64-bit? Can you give me an example of a 64-bit microprocessor? Pentium onwards. So, okay. So we have here a 64-bit microprocessor. So the registers being used there are RAX, so RBX, RCX, and RDX. Okay, RDX. Now, so aside from this given general purpose, it also has the source index and the index registers, and the pointer registers. So we will be the segment registers, and we will use all those the given register to implement the addressing mode. So this particular topic, it will be on Friday. Okay. Now, so next. So for the general purpose registers, so we have here 16-bit AX, so that is used for general purpose. What do we mean by general purpose? So you may use that for the computation. Say for example, you would like to perform an addition. So move AX, so 1, 2, 3, 4, move BX, so 5, 6, 7, 8, and you want to perform an addition. So add AX and BX, and you can save the content or the answer in the count register. So AX. So what does it do? Basically, you may use this different register as a general purpose for computation itself. So to perform arithmetic operations such as add, subtract, multiplication, and division. However, in different instruction, it has its use. So say for example, in add, it is a two operand instruction. Okay, so what do you mean by two operand? So you have here the first operand and the second operand. Okay, so you may see, this can be any other register. It can also be a source index or a destination index. However, in multiplication and division, so mul and div, it only has one operand. So it only has one operand. But the question is, how are you going to multiply? So usually when you multiply two operands, right? So 2 times 3, two operands siya. However, with the instruction mul and div, it only has one operand. Say, so where will be the multiplicand going? So you will always use the accumulator. So move AL, say for example 3, and then move BL, that is 4. So you can multiply that by BL. And the answer goes to the AL. So the quotient goes to the AL, the remainder goes to the higher accumulator. Okay, so we will be dealing more of the instruction set once we get there. So the point is, this given general purpose registers basically is used for general computation. Okay, but aside from those general computation, it also serves its own purpose. So say for example, the accumulator and the data register is used for basic input-output system. So what do you mean by that? If I have, say for example, interrupt 10H, which is for video processing, okay, if I want to set the cursor position, so this is your window, I would like to put the cursor position here. So for you to be able to do that, you need a service function. So where do you put the service function? You use the higher accumulator. So a higher accumulator generally contains the service function. Okay, so move AH2, interrupt 10H enables you to, what is that function? It It prints cursor on the monitor. Okay, what else? So say aside from the AH, it also makes use of the data register. So for data register, basically, you want to set the cursor, right? The question is, what will be the position of this cursor? So when you say position, there is a coordinate, right? So the x and y coordinate. So where do you put the coordinate? So the coordinate goes to the data register. Okay, so the data register is being used as well as the service function for the AH for the service function of different basic input-output system. So interrupt 21H is a common BIOS. So in interrupt 21H, we can be able to output a character, input a character, output a string, or input a string. So that will be the discussed later on. Now, so do you have any questions regarding general purpose registers? So when you do computation, you make use the different register for register addressing. The only thing that you have to remember with register addressing is that it has to be of the same size. So yun yung rule niya. What's the rule? That means, say, if you want to move, so move BX and then you put here 8L, AL, this will give you an invalid answer. Okay. So I have here assemble at memory location 100. So if I have move BX, AL, it's an error because it has to be of the same size. So it's either you use move BX, AX or move BL, AL. So it has to be of the same size. Okay, so that goes with the accumulator, the base, the count, and the data registers. Now, okay, so for base register, so aside from general purpose, it is used for addressing mode. So what do we mean by when you hear addressing mode, what should come to your mind? What is the concept behind that? When you do the addressing mode, basically, what does it mean? It means that your data is coming from where? From memory. So that means it deals with the memory. So your data is coming from the memory, so which means it's a collection of characters. Okay, so there are different types of, so for the addressing mode, here you may use the base register, the source index, and the destination index. So these are the different registers that you may use for addressing mode. Okay, so example. So these are the different addressing mode available. So register addressing, what do we mean by register addressing? The operands are register. So this is move AXBX is a register addressing. Okay? Because that means you are using the register to address the data. Okay? What if you have an immediate addressing? So what do we mean by immediate addressing? This is a value. So if I have here move AX 1, 2, 3, 4, this is considered an immediate addressing because you move a data in a particular location. And then we have the direct addressing. So this is where the memory or the memory addressing comes in. So direct addressing meaning you are getting the address. Okay. So you in C++, whenever you declare say int A, int AB, what do you mean by this A and B? These are memory locations. Okay, so that means you are initializing a memory location. So this will be A because we don't want to use the hexadecimal address. So actually, this A is represented by 0FF01, which is an address wherein you can assign a value. Okay? So this is considered a direct addressing. So in debug, since we are accessing the memory, anything that is enclosed with square bracket is considered a memory. Okay, so anything that is within the bracket, that is a memory or direct addressing. So this will be our direct addressing. Okay, example. So for an example, we have here. So let me enter a particular value. So enter 100. I have there Rosemary. Okay. And then I assemble at memory location 110. So in this case, I would like to output letter M. Okay, letter M. So move. So to output, so move AH2. Okay, and then the data should go to the DL. What will be the address of this? So this is 100, 101, 102, 103, 104. So at memory location 104. Okay, so that means the content of 104. What is the content of 104? That is the data. Okay, so direct addressing and then interrupt 21. So how do we run the program again? How do we run? So we can trace. So let's trace. So we have to make sure that our the instruction pointer points to the address of the first instruction. What is the address of the first instruction? 110. So we have to change the instruction pointer to 110. Okay. So is it the correct instruction? Yes. So we can proceed with the trace. So as you can see so whenever you access a memory, so that means on the rightmost side of the monitor, you will see the memory location and its equivalent content. Okay. So, in this case, whenever you access a memory, usually that is Word because by default, your 8086 is what? 16-bit. So, which differs or which will determine if you will only be moving a byte or a data? The destination. So, since the destination is 1 byte, so it will only get the 1 byte. Okay? So, if your destination is 2 bytes, that means it will get memory location 104 and 105. Okay, so a little later. Wait lang. So in this case, so trace. So whenever you want to print, interrupt, whenever there is an interrupt instruction, the command will be proceed. So as you can see, it outputs the content of the memory location 104. Tapos sundan. Okay, so same memory location. So this time, I would like to move that to the CX. So assemble, just a continuation with the address. So in this case, move CX, whatever the content of 105. Okay, so let's see. So that's the instruction, move CX105. So let's look what will happen to the content of the count register. So as you can see, since you would like to access the 2 bytes of this because the destination is 2 byte, which one is the memory location, which one is 105 and which one is 106? Which do you think is the 105 and 106? So if I will display the content of memory location 100, 105 is 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, right? That is 105. So we have here 105. So this is the memory location 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, and this is 106. So as you can see, which one is the higher memory? The 72, which one is located in higher memory? The 72 or the 61? This is address 106 and this is address 105. So in 8086, the movement of data from the memory to the register is little endian. What do we mean by little endian? Naka-invert siya. Okay, so in memory, it is 72, it is 6172, but when you move that to the register, it becomes 7261. So the lower memory goes to the lower byte, the higher memory goes to the higher byte. So in Motorola, it's different. Big endian siya. So yun yung difference sa Motorola, sa Zillogs or sa Motorola-based Motorola-based microprocessor, big endian. Okay, so that's the difference. Now, so as you can see, since the destination is, what's this? 2 bytes, so it gets 2 bytes of information. Okay? And the movement of data from the memory to the register is little endian. So lower memory goes to the lower byte, higher memory goes to the higher byte. Okay, so now, do you have any question regarding the direct addressing? So as you can see, okay, so however, when you do when we use the assembler, what do we mean assembler, the TASM program, so this address is represented by an identifier. So what do we mean by identifier? So we have a data segment, so we have there a defined byte, so whatever the content, that is 1, 2. So this particular A is actually the address 100. Okay, so that is the equivalent. So you can, in assembler, okay, we use the valid identifier. So you know we are particular already what with valid identifier, right? So it starts with a letter, combination of letter and numbers. Okay, it doesn't have to start with a number and so on. Okay, now, so moving on. So direct addressing. Okay, so what do you think will be the concern if we are using the direct addressing? Okay, so say for example, I would like to output the rosemary. Okay, what do I have to do to be able to output using the direct addressing? That means I have to perform move AH2, move DL, whatever the content of memory location 100, interrupt 21H. Okay, interrupt 21H. Okay, so to proceed to the next output, what will happen? So move AH, move DL, doon na lang sa debug. So, if I want to output yung the whole letter, mano-mano siya, di ba? Gagawin mo siyang mano-mano kasi you cannot increment that particular address. You cannot do increment memory location 100. That gives you an error because it's considered a value. Okay, so, nakuha niyo yung point? The point is, so if you want to output ROSEMAA It's okay. Pwede nyo pang what if the string is composed of 100 bytes? Mamanu-manuhin nyo yung 100 bytes? Of course not, right? Do I have to show? So move AH2, move DL, whatever the content of 100. So interrupt 21H. Okay, interrupt 21 or interrupt 21H will do. So I will just output 4 letters para hindi naman tayo magtagal. So move DL, memory location 101, interrupt 21H. So move DL 102, tatlo na lang, interrupt 21H. So that means, so if you will be doing 9 characters, you have to repeat this once. You have to repeat this all over again. Okay? So that's the disadvantage of using the direct addressing. So there is no variability. Okay? So if I will output this, so how do I output? Go starting from memory location 11C. So ano yung command nito? How many instructions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? Then it outputs the 3 characters. Nakuha? So it enables to output the 3 characters. Nasundan. Now, so it's okay if that is 110, kaya pang i-type. What if that is more than 100 characters? Say for example, or 100 memory location. So, pagta-type pa lang nun is problem na. Right? So what can we do? Since there is a looping statement, remember in programming, you can do iteration. What do we mean by iteration? You can perform loop. Right? So in that case, we can use the loop instruction to perform the output of the character. So but the problem with that is we need to have the address as a variable. Okay, so kailangan, what do we mean by variable? Pwede siyang palitan every now and then. Okay, so say for example, I have here, okay, so for that, now we proceed to the indirect addressing. Ano sa indirect addressing? So we have here the indirect addressing. So we have here the indirect addressing. So what do we have in the indirect addressing? So if I want to make the codes simpler or easier to output na 9 characters, what do I have to do? So I will introduce also the use of the count register. So count register is used for looping statement. Okay? So that, remember sa looping statement, for I is equal to 0, I is less than 9, I plus plus. Which one is your counter? The I. Right? So this I is equivalent to the counter of your counter, which is the count register. So what do? I want to output the 9 characters. So that means I have to move in the CX the 9 characters. Okay? Correct? Now, I have to use the indirect addressing. What do we mean by indirect addressing? What is the start address of rows? 100. So that means this 100 can be variable. So I can do load effective address, BX. So base register is used for indirect addressing, and the memory location is 100. So then now I can perform move AH2. Okay, so move DL, whatever the content of the BX, okay, interrupt 21. And then, how are you going to proceed from 100 to 101 to 102 to 103? You just have to increment the base register. So, increment base register, okay? And then, you can perform the looping statement. So, what happens with the looping statement? So, it has 2 micro operations. What are those micro operations? So, what it does is, it increments the it decrements the count register and jump to a particular memory location, if your CX is not equal to 0. So that means, babalik siya saan? Dito sa memory location na to, habang yung CX mo is not equal to 0. So let's show that in the debug. So I use the same address, the 100 Rosemary. Okay. In this case, wala. Nakalimutan ko ilagay yung 4CH para magbalik siya sa C prompt. So, uulitin ko siya. So, in this case, we have so clear the screen. TLS. So we do the debug. So I'll enter again at memory location 100 the data that I want to output. Okay, and then assemble at 120. So what do I want? So move CX, how many characters I want to output? Ililimit ko na lang ha, kasi sige, 9 na lang. So 9, then what do we need next? We have to make the address variable. So how do we make the address variable? We have to put the address in a register. So what are the registers that you can use for addressing? So you may use the BX, the source index, and the destination index. So those are the 3 registers that you can use for indirect addressing. So in this case, so load effective address BX, whatever the address of 100. What do we mean by load effective address? That means your base register will contain an address. Okay, so and what is that address? This particular address. Okay, so load effective address BX 100. So now we can output the character. So move AH2 is the service function for outputting a character. So whatever character we want to output, we have to put that where? What is the other register that we can use for the basic input-output system? That it will contain the character that we would like to output. What is that register? The DX, the data register. So since this is a byte, so we will be using only the DL. Okay, so data register is used together or hand in hand with the service function with the certain interrupts. Okay, so not all interrupts but most of the interrupts. So move DL, this time whatever the content of BX. What does it mean? It means that what is the content of BX? 100. What is the content of 100? That is the character. Okay, so this is read the content of the content. Okay, content of the content. So we do the interrupt 21. So to proceed to the next memory location, what do we do? From 100, it proceeds to 101, 102, 103. We increment the index, which is the we increment the indirect addressing register, which is BX. So now we can proceed with the looping. So where do we have to go back? Which address are we going to go back? So the one that will change the value of the data register. So what is the address of the instruction that changes the content of the data register? That is 129. Okay? So then, no, i-go ko na lang to ha, para mabilis, hindi na tayo magte-trace. So, I'll start at memory location 120. How many instruction? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it outputs the content of the memory location. So, if you will be looking at the number of instruction, you will use with the direct addressing, ilang instruction lahat 'yon. Kasi pag nag-output ka ng isang character, ilang instruction 'yun? 2, 'di ba? So 2 times 9, so 18 lines 'yon. 18 lines agad. Okay, 18 lines just to output yung ay nawala. That particular data. Okay. So debug. Okay, so do you have any concerns or what do you call this? Question regarding the base register? Wala. So, I've already introduced yung counter, which is used for looping. So, aside from general purpose register, you use the counter to execute a looping or an iteration. So, let's try to use this time yung, so, nawala na yung content. So, enter at memory range 100. Yung other register or index register. So, in this case, okay, so we may use 9. This time, we will use the index register. So, index, whatever the content of memory location, 100. Okay. Ano yung next instruction? So, we will output the character. We will display the character using the DL. which is the content of the bx. So, interrupt 21, and then increment the bx, and then we perform the loop, which is at memory location 119. So, for you to be able, remember, kanina nag-go ako, tapos nag-hang, di ba? Nag-hang sa debug, right? Nag-hang siya. So, I have to close the debug and then log in and mount the device again. So, for you to be able to go back to the C prompt without mounting the virtual hard disk again, you use the service function 21 or exit to DOS. Okay, so what do you mean by exit to DOS? So you have here move AH 4CH, okay, interrupt 21H. So you will see here the difference. Okay, so this time, instead of hanging on that particular part, it will go back to C prompt. Okay, so let's see. So again, we go at memory location. What is the address now? That is 110. How many instructions this time? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9. Okay. Ay, wala yung data. Okay. Bale. What do you think is the error? What is the error? What is the error? Yung BX. Diba? So, I used again here BX, pero yung data natin is nasa SI. So, how do we edit? How do we edit? So, we can edit by going to that particular line. So, alin yung may BX? Yung 119. So, we can assemble at memory location 119. We change that to move DL. Ano yung data natin? SI. What else? What else? So, increment BX. So, it should be SI. So, assemble. Ano yung address nun? 11P. Okay? So, this time, we increment SI. Okay? So, now, let's run the program. So, memory location 110. Ilan yun again? 9. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Unassemble memory location 110. Okay, so nawala yung program natin. Ano yung address? If I assemble the 1110, what happened? Iba na yung instruction niya, right? Ito yung address ko kanina. Dito ako nag-assemble. Iba na yung content ng memory location natin. So E100, so display 100. So the data is still there. O assemble at 110. So move CX, ilan yun? 9. Load effective address, source index, memory location 100. So move AH2, move DL, whatever the content of SI. Okay, interrupt 21. Okay. Increment SI. And then we loop at memory location 119. So move AH4C, okay, interrupt 21. So go at from 110 with 9 instructions. So it outputs the content. Okay? So meaning, to do the indirect addressing, we can use the base register and the source index. Okay, now at home you try this time the destination index. If it will proceed, it will produce the same output. Okay? So bakit may error to kanina? Kasi nawala yung program natin. Na-delete siya kasi nag-exit tayo sa debug. Okay, so napalitan siya ng data. So as you can see, when you have the move AH4CH, okay, interrupt 21H, saan siya nag-exit? It exited sa DOS. Pupunta siya sa C prompt. Okay, it goes back to the C prompt. Okay, so this time, so another addressing mode is the base plus index. So So we have here the base plus index. So what do we have in the base plus index? So depending on the segment that you are using, so if you're using the data segment, okay, it is associated to your base register, okay? Base register plus either source index, so data segment, base register plus the destination index, okay? If you are using the stack segment, so stack segment, you have the base pointer plus source index. When you're using the destination index, so base pointer plus destination index. So meaning, if you have, say for example, what do you, where do you associate this particular addressing? So parang so I have here move the content of bx plus si, whatever, this is the character that you want to output. What does it mean? It means that parang ano siya, anong data structure ito? What kind of data structure is this? So pag sinabi yung data structure, ano lang ba yung meron sa data structure? Array, right? Ano pa? Queue, stack, list. So what kind of data structure is this? Pag may index, ano yun? Array, di ba? So whenever there's an index, that means you are dealing with array. So it serves as an array, meaning, so if I have if I have a data at 100 that is Rosemary, okay, if I only want to output this, okay, this particular element, so in this particular element, what do I do? Using the base register. So you get the base address, which is 100 plus whatever this index. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay. So again, so enter 100, Rosemary. Okay, enter 100, Rosemary. Okay. So assemble at memory location 120. So we would like to output letter A. Okay, using the base plus index addressing. So what do we need to set up? You need to set up the base address. What do we mean by base address? The first element, the address of the first element. What is the first element here? What is the first element? R. Ano yung address ng R? 100. So that will be our base. So that means load effective address BX, that's the base, whatever the address of R. Nakuha. So, what will be the index? So, the index, of course, goes to the index register. So, move SI. So, pang ilang character yun? 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, we have here 5. Okay, so if I want to output AH2, move DL. So, this time we use BX plus SI. Okay, interrupt 21. So I will trace the, rip memory location 120. So R, so trace, okay, so move SI 005 2, so it access the value 61, which is the ASCII character of A. Okay, trace and proceed. So it outputs the A. So in this case, you use this particular addressing if you want to output a particular element in an array. Okay? Okay, so where do you use this also? Okay, so if you have a one-dimension array. So that, do you have any questions regarding base plus index addressing? So it makes use of the base address. What are those base address? The BXN, base pointer, and the index register, such as the source index and the destination index. Then we also have here the register relative addressing. So for an example, what do we have in the register relative? So in this case, you may use a particular register plus an immediate value. Okay? So So you may use the register relative. What do we have in the register relative? So you will use a register. So you can have here bx plus 5, say for example. You may use si plus 5, or you may use di plus 5. Okay? So meaning your base address goes to this given, to this to these registers, and then you have here the relative value. Okay, so that means we can also write the earlier program or the earlier application using the register relative. So how do we do that? So we have to put the base address where? In a register. So let's do the DI. So base address is at 100. So move AH2. So move DL. This time we will be using the register relative. So the base address is in the DI plus yung index niya interrupt 21H. So let's move AH4C interrupt 21H. So this time let's run the program from memory location 1 to D. How many instruction? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it still outputs letter A. Nasundan? Nakuha? So this time, implementing the register relative addressing. So lastly, we have the base plus index plus relative. So let's go to our debug. Okay. Now, how do we enter a value sa memory location? How do we save a data in a memory location? So we did already previously using the enter, right? So this time, I will introduce a new instruction that is part of the program. What do we mean by part of the program? Program is instruction. Nandun yung move, nandun yung jump, nandun yung loop, nandun yung add, and so on. But you don't really declare a particular variable within the program. We do that separately. We enter that directly to the memory. So this time, we will incorporate the definition or defining the data or saving the data within the program. So how do we do that? Of course, since we are writing a program, we need to assemble, right? So to define, to save a data in a memory location, we use the DB or the defined byte. So we will be discussing more of this later on when we go to the memory. So that means para kayong nag-enter at memory location 100 ROSE. Nakuha? Sundan? So we will define another memory location, okay, another variable. Okay, another variable starting at memory location 105 and the content is Marie. Yes. Termination. We need the $sign kasi if you don't, okay, wait lang. So, DB, so say I will put here an. Okay, if I will not put $sign here, I'll show you later. May garbage siya. Okay, so marami siyang extra character na lalabas. So, if you use the $sign to eliminate yung garbage. Okay. So, in this case, ano yung program natin? Ano gagawin ko? Register relative. So, in this case, I have to, so move CX is equal to 3 for the 3 names. So, it will only output a particular, the third letter. Okay, so the third character from these different names. Okay, so, move CX is equal to 3. What is our base address? So, we will move BX, the address that is 100. Okay. So, since we will be using base plus index plus relative, right? Correct? So, in this case, ano yung magiging index natin? So, we will start from the first index. Okay. Para mag-proceed tayo from this array to the next array, ano yung kailangan natin i-add? 3, right? So this is 100, 101, 102, 103. So to be able to proceed to the next address, we will add 3. We will add 4. Okay? So in this case, so move SI, yan yung initial content. Okay? Now we output, so move AH2. So move DL. So what will be the address? We will be using base plus index plus relative. So the base address plus the source index plus yung pang ilang character? Pang third character. So with that, okay, so interrupt 21H, interrupt 21. Now, how do we proceed from here to here? So remember, to proceed from here to here, ilan yung i-increment niya? Ilan yung i-add niya? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anong address to? 5. Right? So we will be adding in SI the value of 5. Nakuha? Okay? And then we proceed to the loop. So ano yung i-output natin? Yung content. So we have here, so we have the address 119. Is move AH 4C. Okay, interrupt 21. Okay, so let's run the program starting from memory location. So here, asa nag-start yung instruction mo? At 10E. Kasi yung 100, that is data. So it starts from 10E. Nakuha? So 10E. So 10E, ilang instruction? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So as you can see, it outputs all the third index. So EIE. Nakuha. Nasundan. So it outputs only yung third index. So index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. Nasundan. Okay, so this time you're using A. So where do you usually apply the base plus relative plus index? If you have two-dimensional array. So this is considered a two-dimensional array. So you have this array and then each array, so each array, meron siyang array 4. Naku nyo? Two-dimensional array siya. Kasi may matrix na siya, di ba? Tama? May row at saka may column. So, two-dimensional array. What's the time? Okay, so 2:26. Do you have any question regarding addressing mode? Regarding addressing mode? Okay. Now, what else do we have?
So 114.
114? SI to 0. Yes, kasi ito yung start ng array mo, element mo. So, yung start ng element mo. So, meaning ito yung first element ng first array. Okay, ito yung first element ng second array, ito yung third element ng first array. So, kailangan meron siyang initial. So, saan siya mag-i-start? Okay, yung initial index niya. Yung index 0 siya.
So, bali po pag 1, start siya sa O.
Kung ang SI mo is equal to 1, dito siya mag-start sa O. So, O siya mag-i-start. Pero to proceed to the next one, ilan pa rin yung i-add mo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pa rin. So, add SI. Pero ang start index mo, parang nag-start ka sa element 1, element 2, which is index 1. Okay? So, that will serve as your index. So, nakawa. Okay. Now, okay, so, for the data segment, so we're done already with the using BX, source index, at saka destination index. So, these are used for addressing mode. Okay? Ano pa yung nami-miss natin? So, tapos na tayo sa accumulator, sa base, sa count, sa data register, sa source index, sa destination index. So, this time, yung base pointer or the pointer register. So, pointer register and the stack pointer. Base pointer and the stack pointer. So, these are all associated with the stack. What do we mean by stack? A stack is a data structure, right? So, ano yung operation ng stack? First in, first out, last in, first out. That is, last in, first out. So, whatever yung last in, di ba? Pag nagtutupi kayo ng damit, di ba? ano yung kukunin nyo? Yung sa ibabaw. Pag kinuha nyo yung sa gitna, magagalit nanay nyo kasi magugulo. Diba? So, usually, nasa ibabaw. So, stop. Meaning, that is the top. So in that case, the stock pointer serve as the top of the stock. So, stock pointer is the top of the stock. Ay, nandoble. Top of the stock. Okay? And then, of course, from the top of stock, ang ganda ng scratch ko. And this one is the base or the base of the stock. Okay. So, ang operation, clear ko lang Okay. So, sa memory, ano yung nangyayari sa memory? Kapag nag-a-add kayo ng data, ano yung behavior ng memory location mo? Nag-i-increment ba yung address or nagde-decrement? So, say for example, assemble at enter at 110. Enter at 110. Okay, so pag nag-enter ako ng value here, so 3, ano yung nangyayari dun sa address mo? So, debug. So, say for example, enter at 100. So, yan yung lumalabas, di ba? Mag-enter ako dito ng 61. Okay? Small letter. So, pag tinab ko, ano yung nangyayari sa memory location? Nag-i-increment siya. Di ba? So, nagpo-proceed siya from 100 to 101 to 102, blah, 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 blah. So, the behavior of how you add data to the memory location is incrementing. So, sa stock, opposite siya. So, whenever you add data sa stock, decrement yung address. Okay, nagde-decrement yung address. Okay, so let's have an example. So, let's assemble. So, this time, let's assemble at memory location 100. So, we have here move AX, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, move BX, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this time, how do we make use of the stock segment? So there is a common instruction that you can use to change the content of the segment. That is the push and the pop. Okay. So whenever you do the push, what happens is it decrements the stock pointer and save the content. So save the data. Okay? So, sa pop naman, ano yung nangyayari? Nire-restore and then ni-increment si stock pointer. So, let's see. Okay. So, I have here, so I will push the content of AX. Okay. And also, yan muna push the content of the AX. So, in this case, let's see yung stock pointer natin. So, yung stock pointer daw, so that means 00FD is the top of the stock. Nakuha? And yung address ng top of the stock. So, display natin yung laman ng 00FD. So, display 0F0. So, yan yung content ng, so 00F0, F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, F7, F8, F9, F, A, B, C, D. Correct? So, this is the 0FD. So, this will be our FE. So, ito yung FD. So, 00FD. Okay, so in this case, now, so, when I implement this particular program, so, ito trace ko na lang So, trace, ano yung R ko? R is 100, so trace. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8, trace. So BX becomes 5, 6, 7, 8. When I do the push, so trace again. Okay, so let's see what happens dun sa content ng memory mo. So display natin si 0, F0 hanggang F0F. Yung 1, 00F. So display natin yung unassemble 100, unassemble 100 up to hanggang data 106. Okay? So, i-display natin yung content ng stock segment. Ano yung address nun? 0, 0, F0. So, 0, 0, F0. Okay? Hanggang 0, 0, F. Okay, so, what happened? Diba kanina all 0 to? So, ito yung F, ito yung E, ito yung D. Ano yung nangyari? Na-move yung data which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Nakuha? Ano yung D natin? So, F, E, D, ito yung FED, diba? Tama? Ito yung FD. 0, FD. 0, FD. 0, 0, FD. Bakit napunta yung data mo sa, ano to? This is D, C, ito ay B. Tama? Ito ay 0, FB. 0, 0, FB address. Kasi diba, pag nagpo-push, magde-decrement siya ng 2. So, FD minus 2, ano yon? FD minus 2. FB. So, ang address niya ngayon napunta saan? Sa FB. Nakuha? Tama ba? So, FE, FF, FE, FD, FC, FB. So, pag nag-push, magde-decrement yung top of the stock. Ano yung top of the stock kanina? FD. Minus 2, FB. So, doon na-save yung pinush yung value ng AX. Ano yung laman ng AX? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nasusundan? Okay. So, let's trace again. So, tingnan natin yung laman ng so we have here R. Okay. So, instruction pointer. Mali na instruction pointer. Wala pa pala akong instruction. Assemble natin this time yung push BX. Okay. So, push BX. So, ang gagawin ng program natin is i-exchange niya yung content. So, yung laman ng BX mapupunta sa AX, yung laman ng AX mapupunta sa BX. Okay, so, at this point, pag pinush ko yung BX, ano ngayon yung top of the stock? What is the top of the stock? Ano yung laman ng stock mo? Laman. Yung BX, right? Yung top mo is the content of BX. So, ipapop natin siya ngayon sa AX. And then, ipapop natin ngayon yung laman ng AX sa BX. Nakuha? Sundan? Okay, so, let's R. So, 107. So, let's trace. Okay. So, tingnan natin yung laman ng memory location. So, tingnan nyo, ano yung laman ng memory location natin. Diba? 1, 2, 3. Ito ay A301. Tama? So, let's display the content of so, display, ayaw, wait lang. Okay lang, matatanggal kasi yung, okay lang naman, di ba? So, let's display the content. How do we display again? So, 00, F0, up to 00, F. 00, 00, FF. So, at this point, what happens? Nandun na napunta si 5, 6, 7, 8. Nakuha? So, ano yung nangyari? Ito yung stock, top of the stock natin kanina. Ano to? FB, correct? Minus 2. So, B minus 2 is F9. So, as you can see, yung top of the stock natin ngayon ay F9. And then, sa F9, sinave yung 5, 6, 7, 8. Nakuha? So, F9, ano to? This is the lower byte. Alin yung lower byte natin dito? Yung 7, 8. Correct? So, it goes to F9. Yung higher byte natin, which is 56, saan siya napuntang address? Sa A. Sa FA. Nakuha? So, let's trace again. So, look what will happen sa content. So, as you can see, napalitan yung content ng accumulator, which is the previous content of the BX. Tama ba? So, let's display yung content ng stock segment. So, 00F0 up to 00FF. So, now, ano yung nangyari? Nawala yung content ng top of the stock. Okay, so yung 5, 6, 7, 8, nawala, nabura, kaya nawala siya. Okay, and then, let's see DR. Okay, so, as you can see, yung stock pointer mo increment. So, nag-increment yung stock pointer. So, from F00F9, naging 00FB. That means this is the top of the stock. Ano yun? Yun yung 3412. Nakuha. Okay, so, let's trace again. Okay, so this time, let's display the content of memory location F0 to FF. Okay, so as you can see, nawala again yung content ng FB, right? And it goes to where? To the BX. So, nag-exchange yung value niya. Nag-exchange yung content niya. Nasundan? So, may exchange. Okay, so that's where you use the stack pointer and the base pointer. So, ano pa ba? Okay, so where do you use also the stack segment? So you use the stack segment. Remember, if you have a function, say I have a function. Kaya pa? Pinakamadali na tong topic. So, in this case, you have, so di ba sa function? So, halimbawa, I have a function. So, yung main function. So, within the main function, nag-call ako ng another function. So, I call an add function with the parameter 3. Okay? So, ganyan. So, assuming yung address nito is 100, assuming lang for example lang, ito ang address nito ay 102. Okay? So, yung add, nasa memory location 100 siya. So, here you have add. Okay, so meron siyang x, integer x, and then it performs whatever instruction. So, whatever instruction it does. Okay, so add, okay, x plus x, say for example, and so on. Now, what happens here is that, so, instruction pointer will contain yung instruction to be executed, which is 100. Tama? Tama? So, pag tinrace mo siya, mapupunta siya ngayon sa 102. Ano yung ginagawa so pag nasa 102 na to, so IP is 102, ano yung mangyayari? So, since meron siyang function call, dapat mapunta yung, the next instruction to be executed should be this address, right? Kasi ito yung instruction for the add function. Okay? So, what happens there is that it performs a push operation. So, what does it mean? So, yung current address nito, so yung next instruction to be executed by add, so ano yung next instruction? Diba, 104 to. Instead na 104 ang magiging laman ng IP mo, this one will be pushed sa stack. Okay? So, 104 address will be pushed sa stack. Now, what will be the content of your instruction pointer? Ano ba yung address to be executed? 200. So, in this case, IP will be 200. So, if that is 200, ito yung i-execute niya. Correct? Now, when it exited the particular function, what will happen? It performs yung pop operation. What do you mean by pop? So, kung ano man yung nasa top ng stack, which is an address, yan na yung magiging value ng instruction pointer. So, which means it returns to this particular location. Nakukuha. Okay, so that is also used for the stack segment. Okay, so for an example, so we have here assemble at memory location 100. So in this case, we perform an operation which is move AX3, and then we call a location. Say, I call a memory location 200. Okay. So this time, let's write kung ano yung instruction sa 200. So let's assemble at memory location 200, and the data will be add AX5. Okay. And then, of course, since this is a function call, it has to return. Yan yung pop operation. That is considered the pop operation. So, yung call, that will be the push. Yung return, that will be the pop. Okay, so let's see. So, in this case, so let's see the content of the register. So, that is 100. So, move AX03, so trace. Okay, so now, as you can see, the instruction pointer points to 103. Tama? Tama? Right? So, when I do the trace, look what happens. So, the instruction pointer changes from 102 to 200 kasi nag-jump siya. Okay? Kinol niya. So, let's see the content of the stack segment. So, F00 F0 to 00 FF. Okay? Ano yung napunta doon? Napunta doon yung address ng data mo. Ano yung address ng data? So, as you can see here, ano yung address nito? 103. Tama? Ano yung address nitong, ito, 103, right? How many bytes itong instruction na to? Ilang bytes? Where will you see the number of bytes? So, the number of bytes is here. So, meaning, itong call 0200 daw na to, meron siyang 3 bytes. Okay? So, which means the next instruction is what? 103 plus 106. Correct? Sundan? So, this will be the next instruction. Nasusundan? So as you can see, so 106 nasaan yon? Ito yon. Itong value na to. Nakukuha. Nasundan? So, itong 106, which is the next instruction to be executed is now pushed. Saan? Pinushed siya sa stack segment. Nakuha? Now, so this time, let's trace again. So, let's trace again. Okay, so it performs the operation. So, let's trace again to return. So, look what happens to your instruction pointer. It goes back to 106, which came from where? Which came from this stack segment. Nakukuha. Nasusundan? Do you have any questions? No question? May question ba? Okay, so, we don't have any question. Na-cover ko na. Okay. So, Friday, I already prepared the video lecture for Friday. So, same thing, you have an activity after that. So, within the video, may question, so you have to answer that. And then, at the end, you have to submit the sit work. So, by sit work. And also, ang daming pinapagawa. Meron ding assignment. But the assignment is not due on Friday. Yung sit work lang ang due on Friday. Okay? But the assignment will be due next meeting. Kailan next meeting natin? Monday. Hindi ako nakapasok. Ha? Wala bang pasok sa Monday? Okay, so, ano yun? So, Wednesday. So, yung assignment nyo, deadline nun will be on Wednesday. Okay, so the deadline. But the sit work should be submitted on the time. So, dun sa 1:30 to 3. So, hanggang 3 p.m. lang yung sit work. Yes. Sa Friday. Hindi. So, next meeting sa Friday, LT3 tsaka LT4. So, meron kayong LT3 at tsaka yung LT4. Hindi. Yung LT3, yun yung sit work. Yung LT4, assignment. LT3, due on that day. LT4 will be next meeting, which is on Friday. Yung submission. Okay, may separate link siya. So, I prepared a separate link for the submission of the LT4. And there's also a link for submission of the LT3. Okay, so there's a quiz within that, so you need to watch. Kasi hindi nyo alam kung nasaan yung quiz. Ang daming walang hindi nag-quiz. Na-record ko yung, hindi nag-submit nung submission. You have to do submission kasi hindi ko siya mare-record sa Blackboard. Pag wala kayong submission, hindi ko siya mare-record kung ano yung result dun sa quizzes. Kasi hindi siya naka-activate. Hindi ako makakapag-input ng grade. So, you need to have a submission. So, yung solution nga, di ba? Solution. Okay, so, do you have any question or any concern? Yes. Di ba I told you to write your solution on a paper, capture and upload. So, yung solution nyo sa paper is, i-capture nyo, in-attach nyo siya dun sa file. So, you have to attach the file. Kasi hindi ako makakapag-enter. Wala siya. Naka-disable siya. Pag walang submission, naka-disable. So, walang grade. Okay, so, any concern or any questions? Yes. Wala? Aga pa. Okay, so since maaga pa naman, pero meron pang time.